Hello, welcome to a very Halloweeny Back to the City. I'm Simon Calder, and I am joined today by John Don't, a very mysterious character who we can witness at the show Candlejack. What's the venue? Where will you be playing?
The Amsterdam Bar and Hall.
Yeah, and I see that Ghost Kitchen, Young Yeller, Loser Magnet, and Another Night will all also be performing.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that. This is the second time that something of this nature has occurred.
Yeah.
It's an annual Halloween event.
That's right.
Halloween is important for you, John, isn't it?
Very important.
Could you explain a little bit about this annual occurrence?
Well, a few years ago I woke up and I was covered in dirt and mud and anything you can imagine, grass, anything you can imagine, mold. And I don't really know why. I think I don't even remember my name. And I think that I was being forgotten. And so something, the universe or something, some sort of thing just sprang in the ground and sprang me up. Yeah, and it happens around Halloween. I think a lot of people find that October is a very spooky month, and very eerie. There's a lot of fog and there's a lot of cemeteries and ghosts and all sorts of things. And so I think that energy kind of just comes into me like a vessel, and I'm not the only one, trust me, but I am one. So you could call it my birthday, I suppose, and I like to share my birthday with other people, and so I like to have a show.
Right.
Yeah.
I know your memory isn't great, as you were just highlighting, but
I don't remember. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Your name is John.
That's right. Yeah.
We've got that covered.
I do know that one. Yeah.
And you will be performing with some friends of mine. I don't know how you became acquainted with them, but
Geez, I don't know either.
for someone who just comes into appearance every year, you managed to get a good band of musicians.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be insane.
Including Andrew Lentz, for example,
Yep.
on the organ, Justin Johnson, Nate Clark, and Rachel.
That's right.
Who we might hear some guitar in a bit.
Yeah, we might.
Well, there'll be a performance.
Yes.
It's the first time I've interviewed a person that isn't the person, and the first time that there will be some live music.
Two firsts.
On Back to the City. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So we've established that your memory isn't very good, but can you remember anything about last year to give us a sense of what we can expect from this year's Halloween show?
So last year we had a theater component basically to the show. We had this medicine man come through. His name is Dr. Tinkerpaw, and he is all about accessing the spirit world and making sure that their messages are voiced to the living, and we wanted to hook up with him this year, but he's busy doing medicine runs and all sorts of things. So we thought, and this is very important to me as just an undead person, but is theatrics. And so one thing that we can expect based off of last year is just more of that. Now that we have, because last year was at White Squirrel Bar in St. Paul. Yeah. And this year we'll be at Amsterdam. It's a much bigger space. So we want to really decorate it and make it look like home, So
you do remember what home? Do you remember what home looks like? Where are you from? Do you know this?
Yeah, it's very cramped. It's a box, some wood smell, wet wood. I'm glad I'm not home right now. But home is home, so you got to embrace it. And when we go to Amsterdam this year, I would really, really like to just deck it out and all sorts of disgusting bats and cobwebs and, you know, everything that makes me feel at home, and hopefully makes everybody feel at home as well.
Yeah.
You know, and last year at White Squirrel, we didn't really have that opportunity. It was very quick. Dr. Tinkerpaw summoned me, and it was just a very quick. All of a sudden, I was just there, you know, in the fog, and now without his tutelage, we are going to convey his message still, and hopefully access the spirit world, and there will be more than just the living there.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
I mean, you're here.
That's right. In the flesh.
Is that the case?
I don't know anymore, really.
There's lots of mystery.
Yeah, it's all mysterious, isn't it?
So there is a document from last year. There's a demo. But there's a Bandcamp, so people can listen to John Don't and the Morticians on Bandcamp.
Yeah, this internet stuff is crazy, by the way. Bandcamp is very helpful, and we were able to have a EP release on that. I didn't know how any of that worked, but you know, we figure it out. You know, you have to. I only got so much time, but yeah, so we have that on Bandcamp.
So I was listening to that in search of clues as to, you know, who you are. I thought I could try and help you.
Please, yes.
Figure out the mystery of who you are. And there's a lot of statements that you make about who you are on those songs, beginning right out of the gate with "I'm a filthy river rat."
That's right.
And "I swim with the snakes." "Lake scum motherfuck." "I ride," is this right? "In bounds and crates."
I hide in the barrels and the crates.
Good memory.
Yeah. Some things, selective.
So that's how the record begins.
Yes.
What does that reveal about who or what you are?
Well, I don't think I'm the only one, but I struggle with identity issues.
Yeah.
You know, and not remembering, you know, who I once was. I like to create stories for myself. And so in that song in particular, End Scene, I believe it is.
Yes.
That's me positing all these different things that I know I could have been, or maybe once was, or maybe would wish to be.
Kind of trying on for size, am I this?
Yes,
am I
exactly.
that?
Different masks, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know?
The theatricality is, I mean, one of the lyrics is, "I'm a plot device."
Yes.
So, is there, as far as you're aware, a plot that you exist within? In particular, with the two Halloween events last year and now this year, as far as you can tell, is there kind of a story that you are a plot device within?
I think so. I mean, it's all a big story, right?
Everything.
And I think that the story that I'm a part of, I know it's there. It's like a tingling on the back of my neck, you know, or maybe a feeling of your fingers numb. You know, I know it could be there, but I think I need a few more Halloweens or something just to kind of get it down, you know?
Well, that's good news for me.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to participate in your party, even if just to enjoy the party. But in the meantime, you can be figuring out who you are.
That's right, yeah. And I mean, that's a big part of the being on stage is, and I've known this through other performers and such too, is that there's catharsis on stage, but there's also, you get to hear yourself or see the reaction of what you are saying or what message you're conveying to the audience through any one of your songs or whatnot. So, and in that case, it can be kind of a mirror, you know,
yeah, mirror.
Whilst you're on stage and singing and performing and yelling and screaming and writhing around and all that. But you get to see the faces of the people that are taking in your story, and maybe that's the story itself.
When you said the word mirror, I went mirror because the mirror is significant.
Yes.
Face to face with the person in charge, bathroom mirror, full of fear of myself.
Help.
Help. Yeah, exactly. Help is important at the end of that song, end scene. But then also, I believe in the song that you'll be performing before too long, I'm free as can be, screamed the lady in the mirror.
Yes.
Yes. So, again, as far as you can remember, as far as you're aware, what is the significance of mirrors?
Well, in the time that I'm not here, when it's not Halloween, it's kind of like I'm dreaming or something, but that's the closest I can get to it. But I can see the land of the living, but it's through mirrors. It's also in dark corners and stuff like that. This isn't a choice necessarily that I think I have. It's sort of, some sort of higher guidance or something. But the feeling of being trapped on one side of the mirror is a feeling I know way too well. And unfortunately, I've come to know that in the times that I'm not physical, in a corporeal form, in the times that I'm stuck behind those mirrors, I tend to scare people, which is just, I'm just trying to get their attention,
Right.
Maybe tell them, hey, you look good, Get out there, So
You do look a little bit scary. If I wasn't expecting you to be here, you just showed up in my TV studio,
That's right.
I'd be scared.
Well,
Comes
what
with
can
the
you do?
territory. But it seems like you seem pretty friendly.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm friendly. You know.
Do you ever enjoy scaring people?
Not so much. No. Maybe to tease or something like that.
For
But
fun.
For fun, yeah. But nothing serious. I'm not that kind of ghost.
So you're not motivated by scaring people.
That's right.
You don't want to terrorize people.
No.
Do you know what you do want?
I think it goes back to the story question, and I think that whenever I was called to be back, there's something to be said about what is death truly, and I've come to understand it as being forgotten. And so if your legacy is forgotten, if everything, every morsel or piece of who you were and what you did and what you are is gone and nobody remembers, that can be hard. And speaking from experience, I think that I just, it was either me or the dirt itself or perhaps the soul or something, but just did not want to be forgotten. And so what I want is, and I remember music. I remember lots of music. I remember stages, and I remember smoking on stage. And by the way, can I smoke in here?
You can swear, but I'm not sure whether you can smoke.
No, okay, sounds good. But I remember all of that, and it's comforting to me, and it makes sense. Music, and so
Music makes sense, and you witness people experiencing connection through music.
Yes, I certainly.
And is that something that you participate in, even from the other side? Like maybe when you do feel moment when you're behind the mirror, does music help you?
It's
present?
Behind the mirror. It would be it seems a little deadened, or perhaps a better word would be it just seems muffled. I can't hear it fully.
Yeah.
And I yearn for it.
Yeah.
In times of weakness behind that mirror, I've tried to get out, but never really works until October, until Halloween, when I can fully hear the music again, and it's just all in my head, and I think that's how I found Loser Magnet and Young Yeller and Ghost Kitchen and Another Night. Is their music, in a way, I don't think it was meant to, but called to me.
Yeah. Those are some of my favorite local
Yeah,
bands. You've done a good job for an undead
great.
person
Yeah.
who only exists at Halloween.
That's right.
To
Yeah,
get a good
I'm
crew
so
together.
happy they get to join us.
Yes.
And yeah, and again, it just makes sense. It makes sense. And so what I'd like to do is just to play music again. Like if I was around for more than just one day, I would be making music all the time, I think. I think I
Why
took
is
that
that?
for granted.
What is it about music, do you think, that makes you
Well.
desire that?
Well, music it can be like passion unbridled. It can, you can feel it in more than just your body.
Yeah.
You can relate to it. And I think it's just such a good way to communicate who your place in the world, who you may be, and how you view it.
Yeah,
just
and we're
generally speaking.
Totally, yeah, and we're able to communicate things beyond what we could consciously choose to communicate. Like
That's right.
I was going to ask, because you were saying you remember your experiences as a performer.
Yes,
some of them vaguely.
just vaguely, yes.
Then sometimes you see yourself mirrored in the crowd. That's how we began talking about mirrors.
Right.
Do you think that the crowd, in turn, might be able to see themselves mirrored in you? Can we connect with you?
I would hope so.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange, but we can, I think.
I think so too. I would hope so. You said earlier that I could look scary, you
Yes.
know, and sometimes when I'm in this corporeal form, I'll pass a mirror or something and I'll spook myself, But I think I could be deemed as perhaps a cautionary tale to the audience. If they see me up there, all shaky bones and falling apart and, flesh falling off and all sorts of things like that, maybe that can encourage them or perhaps enliven them to make music while they're still alive, so they don't have to get to this point.
To express themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
And to be present and
Yep.
and alive.
That's
Yeah.
right, and to do that together,
Yeah.
something dancing all night, and something singing together, come on Eileen, oh, just like those good times,
Yes.
just fragments of
I know the
memories.
kinds of times that you mean.
Yeah.
I strongly encourage this too.
And those, I think, were the times that I felt the most alive when I was. But still, not sure.
Do you have any reflections on any of these lyrics in Muds? Other things that again, lots of statements about what you are.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't know
Right.
who he is, or
Trying to piece it together,
Yeah, exactly. What's going on there? Do you think you are joy?
I am joy. I feel joy. I am so joyful to be here, to be with you, to have the opportunity of a show.
Yeah.
I feel rage, too. I am rage. There are so many things. Coming back to the land of the living, nothing was ever great before, I know that, but there is just so much to be mad about,
there is.
so much to be angry about, and not just a wall of anger, but a sprinting freight train of rage, and I think my time has ended, but apparently not, because I'm here doing this, but that's why I like to say urgency too, because we only have so much time, and even the time that we give ourselves to express and to relate to each other is just not enough time, and so I believe it's time is of the essence. We must be urgent. We must be urgent in every motion and movement, in order to achieve the hopeful outcome.
Totally, yeah. In
You
a
know?
strange way, with the mirroring, I
Yeah.
can kind of see myself and all of us in that too. I can
Right.
relate to the idea of suddenly finding oneself alive. Oh, what should I do? Perform a show. That feels
Right.
good. And yeah, I mean, that's on some level the human experience too.
Yes.
I think, oh, I don't know quite where I came from.
Yeah, exactly.
But here I am. Let's perform a show. Let's get some friends together.
That's right.
Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. Come on. And
I'm glad you remember that song.
I love that
That's a
song,
good
man. I remember a lot of songs, but just not a lot of, whatever I was before necessarily. But another thing too on that point is, I think songs are meant to be sung, and if I'm at a show, if I know the lyrics of the band that's performing, I like to sing along with them.
Totally. Yeah.
And so if the audience is singing along with me, I am rage, I am joy, I am urgency. It kind of puts them in that spot too.
They are rage. We are rage.
We all are rage. We all are joy, all at the same time.
Yeah.
And we must be urgent.
Absolutely. I feel the urge to invite you to sing.
Awesome. I would love to.
I want to scream and shout, so I will. So you will.
I will.
I will refrain from singing along in this instance.
That's wonderful. I will have to, because of my bad memory, I will have to read off this thing.
Oh,
Somebody handed me this, but
That's very technological of you.
yeah, I know. I got to catch up. The world's moving too fast. And I like to think of a great Halloween movie. Well, they're all kind of Halloween movies to me, my perspective, but I think it's called Austin Powers or something.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Halloween
Yeah,
movies.
he's all dressed up in a costume and stuff, doing an accent. But he wakes up, right, after a long period of time, and he finds out some of his friends have died, which is very sad. And he's found out that we've since been to the moon, and we've since technology has he has to catch up to it, you know. And
Beyonce has become a
Foxy
solo singer.
Cleopatra. That's
Right.
right. And I mean, watching that movie, I just wept during that part. Austin, my heart goes to you. Because I feel the same thing. We had to, both me and him, had to catch up to our modern contemporary times.
Totally. Yeah, you see yourself mirrored in
Austin Powers.
Yeah, totally.
You see it, right?
I have seen it. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies
Awesome. Yeah.
too. Anything else about this song before you perform it?
I don't think so. I mean, this song is called Oxymoron,
Okay.
with an emphasis on the moron part. And I really like wordplay, and I really tried to think about how to mess up as much words as possible, and things that don't make sense. May not make sense to other people, but make sense to me.
As much as anything does.
As much as anything does, that's right. And so I wrote that with that intention in mind, so.
The bit that struck out to me was, I don't feel proud, I don't like the skin I'm in.
Yeah.
Are you in skin? I'm under the bed, I'm not doing the best I can.
Yes.
And then there's a lyric, I am doing the best I can.
Not doing the best I can.
Yeah, I think that's an important question. Are we doing the best we can? Do you think we're doing the best we can?
I think it's an everyday thing. You gotta wake up and recognize, what is wrong with your environment, or perhaps maybe yourself, before you can attempt to even try to do better than you did maybe yesterday or last year or whatnot. And it's a hopeful feeling. I want to think that we're doing the best we can. But evidence shows that it could use a lot more work.
Room for improvement.
Room for improvement, yeah. There's that saying, I think, if something's not broke, or something's not broke, don't fix it, something like that. Well, it's broken.
Yeah, that's the lyric.
And it requires
I am
fixing.
broken.
Yeah,
It's one of the lyrics.
Exactly. So yeah, in that lyric, I don't feel proud. I don't like the skin that I'm in. That was a memory when I did have skin. And I don't know if I really enjoyed living when I was alive. I think I took it for granted, you know, and I think I may have been kind of an ass, you know, as a person. And you could look at me coming back every Halloween perhaps as maybe a sentence, a punishment for that, or perhaps it's a chance to do better.
Yeah, every step with intention.
Every step with intention.
Yeah. Well, I invite you to step forward or remain seated.
All right, I think I'm going to remain
whatever
seated.
You choose.
Yeah.
And to sing your heart out if you have a heart.
Sounds good. I think I have one still in here behind these. All right, let's do it. A pile of water, rust on the window, the doll's daughter, porcelain crescendo, fire leaks, fetal akimbo, a swallowed tear, Morse code and bird call. I'm on my way out, on my way back in. Want to scream and shout, so I will. Ah, ah, ah. And I don't feel proud, don't like the skin I'm in. I'm under the bed, not doing the best that I can. Doing the best, not doing the best. A straight line maze, pull in a push, a permanent phase, a turn while standing still. A lit tie-dye skeleton, the quiet loud, forcibly lucid, molten nimbus, skeleton. Now I'm on my way out, on my way back in, I wait in line, I take the advice given. Every step with intention, every forgotten promise. Any pollution and I'll blow, I'll go fucking atomic. All my atoms will explode. Potato, potato, do you see that thunder? The deafening mumble. That shockwave takes a second to hit. Tomato, tomato, autumn and April. It's so obvious in it. There's no sense in senselessness. There's no sense, no, not at all, in senselessness. I'm on my way out, on my way back in. Don't mind me, moaned the half man hanging from the ceiling. I'm free as can be, screamed the lady in the mirror.